What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Listen, today we are doing a video on Tyre Nichols. Everybody heard the situation that happened. He was deleted from this earth due to the police officers, and 5 of them are being charged with second-degree murder, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not going to play the actual body cam footage on my channel, but you can go ahead and find it on YouTube. All you got to do is just type it in. This footage is very disturbing to me, and there are a lot of questions that should be asked. There are a lot of things that us as a black community need to do to actually make sure that this doesn't happen again in the future. So let's go to these couple clips right quick.
So, Bob, you say the force seemed overly aggressive even at the very beginning of this video, that they were angry officers. What in particular stuck out to you from the initial approach?
I think what we saw was they abandoned all tactics. They ran up to the car and pulled them out of there and started screaming. There was no coordination in one person speaks, nothing like that. Now, you're looking for more answers here. I don't know if we're going to get them. Right now, Stephen Mulroy is the prosecutor on this. He's going to have this case. He's going to control a lot of the information going out. I would like to know a lot more. I don't know if we will. There's going to be cooperation.
So what he's saying, straight from the body cam, as soon as they approached the vehicle, they were so aggressive and they were swearing. You would assume that they were a part of a real street gang. Not only that, this is 5 black officers attacking a black civilian. Whatever the reason was as to why they put him over, was all of that aggression needed? In my eyes, of course it wasn't. Should he been put out of the car like that? No. Whenever I wake up in the morning, I want to make sure that I make it home to my family by the end of the day. Being a black person in America, it is a hard thing because you can be here one minute and you could be gone the next. Tomorrow is not promised, and that's true.
Agreements and witness testimony that he's going to control. And he ran on a police on type of circumstance where he was going to change policing. So this is where we are right now. I'm not sure we're going to get a lot more information out of this case.
As we look at these 5 ex-police officers right here, we have to ask ourselves, why would they do such a thing to a person? They are police officers. They were police officers. So they saw things happening within the force on a daily basis with other co-workers, but it happens so often, it becomes a point to where they feel like they can go ahead and, get a little kick in, get a little hit in, or whatever the case may be. You got to understand this. Even though you're within that system, you still are who you are. So even though they got away with it, that doesn't mean that you will get away with it. And obviously so. We have to understand that even though you're put into this system and now you feel that you're protected because you feel like you are one of them, you are not one of them. In this particular incident, okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 black officers, and obviously they caught up with another officer, which is a white person also. The tactics that they use in that situation to subdue Mr. Tyre, it was uncalled for 100%. All he wanted to do was go home. I mean, can y'all give him a ticket? Why didn't y'all just write him a ticket? See, it's deeper than what we see on the surface. As they dig deep into this investigation, I think they're going to find out a lot, So like I said, my condolences to him. And this should have never happened. We as a community, we have to actually band together and build real men that protect the community as a whole. These men right here that you see right here in front of you, these men are cowards. One thing about this whole situation is this seemed more of like a gang to me. The way they rode up on him and the way they did what they did. See, he complied all the way through. He complied. There's so many issues in this video. If the police were white, of course everybody would be totally outraged and they'd be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go out here and protest this, that, and the third. And they are protesting right now. The one thing I say about protesting, and I'm just gonna keep it real with y'all, okay? And you got a choice to, subscribe or not subscribe. But in the situation of protesting, okay? Now I understand what happened, but protesting for me, that's a no. And the reason why I say that is this, right? We've been protesting for 40, 50, 60, 70 years. And we still getting the same response. We're literally still getting the same answer. We are not getting the answer. I'm not about to sit here and yell at some brick walls. I'm not about to sit here and yell at these people who do not care. The only way to make a change is to change. And when I say that, I'm saying we have to change the way we move in our community. We literally have to build our community up in order for us to actually make that change. We have to reassemble our community and build each other up and hold each other down. That's what a community is. A community, it has unity in there. So without no unity, there's no community. We have to literally be looking out for each other. Okay, we have to protect our own blocks. We have to do that. We see this happening all the time. Okay, a man got deleted by the police. Okay, we go out there and we protest, and then everybody feels sorry for black people. Black Lives Matter, this, that, and the third, right? Okay, we have to stop the protesting, and we got to actually get out there and talk to the youth and make stuff happen. Okay, we have to build our community back up to where it should be, which means is we have to spend money with our people. We have to grow our community. That's what it is. We have to build ourselves up, but it starts with the men. We won't get anywhere if we have men like this. I can't even call them men. These people that you see on this screen right here, these are cowards. These are lowlifes. They just squeeze their way through. But it starts at the root. And I'm always going to say that it starts at the root. It starts at the home. It starts with who raised them.
What did you think about the fact that, and you even mentioned that there was absolutely no training tactics that were shown in this video. Explain that. And also to follow up on what we asked Bob. Bob made the point that these officers were angry. So can you delve into what, not only what you saw with regard to lack of tactics and training tactics, but also their aggressiveness?
Yeah, so, we don't have all the about the original reason for the stop. Reason, everything that took place after that was bad. But even giving them the benefit of the doubt that maybe there was probable cause for the stop, maybe there was probable cause for the rest, if that even exists, the tactics, the training, what they displayed, that was not police work. That was not consistent with the way police officers are trained. The way that they extracted him from the car was not consistent. The way that they failed to communicate. And even once they did put their hands on him, the goal is once you do that, you end that as quickly as possible. They were not committed to ending that use of force. There were people that were concerned with wanting to use a taser, wanting to use the pepper spray, wanting to do a whole number of things as opposed to using the amount of resources you had at the scene, being manpower, and getting handcuffs on that person and getting things under control as quickly as possible. There was no commitment to that. And I will say they did appear angry. And what that was just a complete and total loss of self-control.
Well, clearly there's more that we want to know, but could there be really crucial things that we need to learn that happened prior to this incident?
Well, I think there is. So I realize that the department has come out and made a statement that they can't even validate that the original reason for the stop, the allegation or suspicion of DUI, they can't even validate that that in fact is true. We're going off just the initial statements of the officer. None of that up to this point has been captured on video. My point in saying that is if the probable cause for the stop is bad, if the probable cause for the initial detention is bad, then everything that took place after that is bad. When we talk about what happened leading up to it, what I'm saying is that it's possible that legally there was a reason to stop Mr. Nichols. And it's possible that under the circumstances, the officers would have been able to articulate a need to extract him from the car. Clearly, this was not a normal traffic stop, as some have indicated. The initial video from that officer, the first video where he's getting out of the car, you can see there's a police car blocking the front of Mr. Nichols' car. His car stopped in the middle of traffic. There's another police car off to the side. So there was something about this that very much was not normal. Assuming that even that there was a reason to do that and block his path and do the things that they did, it doesn't mean that it justified the actions that they took.
Period. So at the end of the day, none of that was justifiable. If you're just pulling somebody over, get their information, keep them in the car. At the end of the day, you want to go home safely. I want to go home safely. Do what you got to do and let me be on my way. It's as plain as that. Like, in the issues that the whole world has been seeing decade after decade, year after year, month after month, it's the same repetitive situation. Someone being deleted. You got to understand this. Every time this happens, the police, they come on the news and they say, oh, well, this case right here does not represent us as a whole. That was just one bad apple. But this happens too often for it to be one bad apple, two bad apples, or one bad incident. No, it happens too often. So how do we combat that? These police officers need to go through mental training. They can be physically capable of doing certain things, that's great, but are they mentally capable of being stable at all times? 100% of the time? Are they able to think rationally through these crazy situations that will occur to them? Okay, and that's what it is. Where are they mentally? Will they mentally be prepared? Will they mentally know how to react to certain situations? And that's what we need. See, we don't need just a person to stand there. What's even worse is it's black people deleting black people. They got 5 people. Matter of fact, now they got 6 people with one stone. Y'all did this to him. He's out of here. Now we got 5 more other people and they're out of here. So, hey, it's all a part of our plan, but it shouldn't be that way at all. Like I said, my condolences to Tyre, because no man wants to have to endure that pain. No man does not want to have to call out to his mom. No man wants to get into a situation to that extent to where they are deleted for literally nothing. That could have been me. That could have been my cousin. That could have been my brother. That could be anybody. We as a people have to stop this. So we got to get together and make our communities tighter. We have to. It's a must, because it is not changing anytime soon. We are going downhill so fast, and we need to get a hold of this before it's too late. This is not no laughing podcast today. We not laughing today. We not joking. This is not the time to be joking. This is the time to get serious. We have too many wars going on in our own country, in our own city. Soon as we leave the house, we in the war. Why? How we in the war? We just trying to live, right? We just trying to live. We just trying to make it home in one piece, the same way we left the house.
They were part of a specialized crime task force called the Scorpion Unit, formed in November 2021 to patrol crime hotspots. That unit now permanently disbanded. Memphis police saying a 6th officer involved in the arrest has been relieved of his duties as part of the ongoing investigation. In Washington, the Nichols case reigniting calls for police.
He was relieved of his duties, so why he ain't get the same charge? He was there. He didn't try to stop anything.
Reform and party line divisions between Democrats and Republicans.
Democrats always think that it's a new law that's going to fix something that terrible. But I don't know if there's anything you can do to stop the kind of evil we saw in that video.
We need a national.
And the person who was just talking, he made an awesome point. I'm gonna run it back real quick. Listen to what he said. This is the key.
Democrats always think that it's a new law that's going to fix something that terrible. But
he said Democrats think that it's just, if we put a new law in place, it's going to fix everything. That will never be the case, because it starts at the root. So if it's deep-rooted hatred, then regardless of the fact, it doesn't matter if it's a law out here or not, okay? They'll break the law and then charges will be put on them, and it is what it is. Like he said, if laws were passed, which laws should be passed, do you think that this type of situation will continue, or you think it'll die out? Let me know what you think about this in the comments. Do you care about human life? Imagine if that was your own child and you put him up. Would you do that? No, you wouldn't do that if that was your own child, or if that was one of your family members, your grandma. No, you wouldn't do it. So why would you do it to this person? It doesn't matter if these were white people that did this to him. At the end of the day, we have to be a stronger community. We have to protect our own. I'm not telling you to put the law into your hands. We got to put in our 2 cents every now and then to make things better around us. So that's all I'm asking y'all to do. We can't ask somebody else to do something for us, and we not even doing the basics for our own people. Okay, we're not doing the basics for ourselves, let alone our own people. So we have to start doing for ourselves, and then get something from them. But we have to start now before it's too late, black people. We have to start now. So with that being said, it's your boy Jay. I'll holler at y'all on the next one.